the second one, Silicon Valley Bank. So they were the 16th largest bank in the US. So not the absolute big fish, like you say, but they weren't, necessarily that small either. So on Friday, they got shut down by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation over insolvency. So there's around $211 billion of assets supposedly up for grabs here. But what happened was that more than apparently 50% of VC funded American companies had their money in this bank. Why? Because Y Combinator and a couple of other of those sort of big players just advised all their companies that they were investing in, just do a deal with Silicon Valley Bank, because that's, we've already got everything established, signed the paperwork here, blah, blah, blah. So all these startup companies had all their money in this bank, right? But then some questions emerged about their solvency for the same reasons as the Silvergate one. And then those large founders of Y Combinator and all that, they put out an announcement to all their founders saying, guys, we're worried there's a problem there. So they both created the preconditions for and then triggered off a bank run on the assets where they had all their own money in there. So up to $42 billion got taken out in a single day. And Silicon Valley Bank discovered, obviously, when the money is flowing out that fast, if you don't have enough to cover it all, you're screwed. And they probably can't redeem that much anyway, because not all of their cash or all of their assets, it's not just 100% cash on their asset side. They're obviously going to have investments that are going to take time to sell off. And if you sell too much, you lower the price of the rest of them. And then, you get caught in a bit of a catch 22. So we're now in this scenario where potentially loads of these VC funded startups are all essentially just going to go bust overnight because their money was all parked in Silicon Valley Bank and that's all gone. So they're trying to lobby for some kind of government intervention and bailout, but that's probably hoping for a bit too much because, well, obviously for those companies and individuals involved, it does suck. I don't know that anybody else is going to be really cheering for the banks or the government to ride in to the rescue of these startup companies, because as everybody knows, startup companies, it's a risky business by definition. And the ones at the top who are funding everything, Y Combinator, the big investors, nobody's really crying too much if they're losing their money. It's not like the average retail investor, mum and pop businesses are going out of business or anything like that. It's kind of like, well, you guys were making a lot of risky bets and making a lot of money. And if you screwed up with your management of the bank, that's kind of your own problem, or at least that's the way I see it. I don't see a lot of public sympathy for bailouts or, saving the poor tech workers.